Yo, let me start by saying this. Arc Raiders has to be the best, not one of, the best game I have ever played in a pre-release state. Yo, book it and ship it. From the gameplay loop to the audio, the visuals, the immersion, like, yo, I'm sitting here playing a tech test and I feel like in real life, like I am a raider. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the craziest thing in the world. Like, Embark, I don't know what type of like magic dust you put on this game, but I'm huffing all of it, yo. With that all being said, the whole idea of this video is not to give Embark praise as much as I would love to sit here and do that for the next 10 to 15 minutes. The whole idea for this video is for me to be uber critical and give some constructive criticism based off of my own opinion, all right? None of this is to tear the game down at all. These are just things that I truly believe if Embark decided to like turn some knobs here and there, slightly make some adjustments, Arc Raiders would be in Game of the Year contention. I mean, shoot, in its current state, it's in Game of the Year contention. I think this would just add a +1 to that, if that makes any sense. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. The first thing on my list is in regard to the overall gunplay. Now, don't get it twisted. It's visceral, you know? The weapons feel heavy and every time I pull the trigger, it feels impactful. But I feel like the aiming mechanics could benefit from just like a little bit more like snappiness and precision, especially when we're talking about a third-person shooter where bloom is a thing. And if you don't know what bloom is when you put your crosshair on the opposition and you fire, but the bullets only go within the crosshair, right? So if you have a circular crosshair, let's pretend we have a circular crosshair and you are using an auto rifle, bullets will randomly come out of your gun and land within that circle. So you could have your plus crosshair or like that circle crosshair right on an enemy's head, and there's a chance that the bullet does not go exactly where that crosshair is. Or I should say exactly where the point on that crosshair is. I hope that makes a little bit of sense, at least. What I would love to see is that bullet cone tighten just a little bit, right? Or that bullet spread tighten just a little bit, especially on the ARs, you know? And for more of our precise weaponry, I would be okay with them dabbling with a little bit of first shot accuracy type of ordeal. And if you don't know what first shot accuracy is, this is implemented in Fortnite when you're using like a marksman rifle or something that's semi-automatic. Well, I think you can even do this with assault rifles in Fortnite. Depending on the weaponry, you have to be in the ADS state for, again, a certain period of time. Your crosshair will completely tighten and that first shot that you fire out of your weapon will be accurate 100%. This allows for what I believe to be a little bit more skill expression off of the basis of your actual aiming mechanics, and it takes away some of that randomness, which the less random we can have things, especially when it comes to skill expression, the better in my opinion. But don't get it twisted. You can keep that bloom when it comes to SMGs and weaponry like that. First bullet accuracy on an SMG, yeah, that's kind of OD, especially when you are barrel stuffing somebody. Beyond that, responsiveness is where I felt a little bit of a hiccup. And let me further explain what I mean here. When I was swapping weapons or reloading or just trying to like react to what's going on mid-fight, I'm a little bit more so used to being able to move right at the snap of a finger, and I don't know if it was just the animations feeling a bit sluggish or if there was a little bit of input latency. I have no idea. I can't quite put my finger on just that, but I did feel a bit of like some sluggishness and some like delay in what I would input and what would happen on my screen. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying this needs to be a third-person Apex Legends or anything of that nature, right? I think a good reference point could be like The Division. I'll use The Division as an example. Cover-based system aside, I think The Division is really snappy and really reactive with its gunplay, and I'm a fan of that, right? And not just its gunplay, but just the movement system in an entirety. Like, things feel really, really reactive in The Division. So maybe if we can lean a little bit more towards that, I would be happy personally, because again, I want to have ample opportunity to outplay the opposition. If there's a team that's just sitting in the bushes waiting to ambush me, I want to be able to snap on them and return fire, or use gadgets and throw grenades and be able to, again, combat the opposition in a way where I don't feel like I'm asked out if there is no cover near me in any capacity. I want to have the chance to snap on somebody, maybe win that 50-50 gunfight, switch to my secondary weapon, start to put pressure on that second person to make them drop back. Now I can heal, and now I can handle the 1v2 situation however I see fit. Right now, that's not really happening. Maybe it's a skill issue on me. I don't really know, but if animations could be sped up slightly so I can swap weapons in a faster fashion, or I can react in a faster fashion, maybe this input latency thing is placebo and again, it's a skill issue. I don't know, but I would love to see all of that, from the movement to the reactivity to the overall gunplay. I would love for that to get another look. Oh yeah, a quick side note, since I kind of just merged 2 points into one, I did spec fully into my, conditioning and my mobility trees. I spec'd into those to the best of my ability during my entire play session, and this did not help or fix the issue in any capacity that I'm referencing. Now, another point of feedback that I have, or constructive criticism, whatever we want to call it, has to do with the overall quest structure of things. Quests, missions, whatever we want to call them. Now, I know this was a tech test. I don't expect these super deep and lucrative campaign-esque type of quests, you know? But the quest structure did feel a little bit light. I don't want to use the term repetitive here, I'll just say light. It was go into a raid, do this random thing like shoot a fireball with the Pharaoh, and then you don't even have to exfil. You could get wiped and you would still complete that quest. Or it would be something like, hey, go acquire this item or get a bunch of that item and then exfil. And yeah, don't get me wrong, that works. That totally works. But I believe we can do more here, Embark. I truly do. And something else I want to make note of, I didn't complete all the quests or all the missions throughout the tech test, right? So maybe I just didn't get to a point where the quests became multi-layered, where you have to do 3 things and you have to successfully exfil, right? Maybe I didn't get there if that's the case. But even if that's the case, I don't want for those 3 things to be, go pick up that, and go shoot 3 arc bots of that archetype and then exfil, right? I want for you to spread your wings here, Embark. You all are freaking Embark Studios. You all made the finals, which is one of the craziest yet coolest arena shooters. I don't even know if we can call it an arena shooter. It's like an arena shooter, battle royale, whatever we want to call it. Like, it's one of the coolest FPS titles in God knows how long, right? So I know you all have creativity in that studio, right? I know you all are 2 different teams, the team working on the finals and the team working on Arc Raiders, but you all cohesively are a bunch of talented individuals. I know you all can be creative, right? Make me go somewhere and make me hold down a point, right? Make me go try to do some random task where something procs or something triggers, and now all of a sudden we're locked in a room for a period of time. We got to find a way to get out of this room, right? With the lingering threat of arc bots flowing in one by one or bit by bit, and they're trying to overshadow us, right? We can't get out, right? Give us random stuff like that, right? And again, I know I'm just randomly drawing stuff up here and I'm spitballing, and I have no idea like how to even develop in any capacity, right? Some of this stuff may not even be doable, right? But I'm just encouraging you all to not be afraid to get creative here, right? Because what is that going to do? That's going to increase the stakes. When I complete that mission, that 2 or 3 part mission where I got trapped in a room where I had to go to this point and I had to type in this code and do this and do that, like when I successfully exfil, I'm gonna say, dude, I finally got the mission done. It took me 10 runs. I was getting stuck on part 2, but I finally got it done. Oh my gosh, man. Thank goodness. Like, that's going to make that feel so much more satisfying. And it doesn't have to be early in the game. This can be like an in-game quest, right? Like pinnacle quests, whatever. This doesn't have to be at the beginning. Maybe you all have this, right? Maybe I'm saying all this stuff and you guys are sitting back chuckling because they're like, man, this dude don't even know. He don't even know, right? And if that's the case, hey, look, I'm good. But again, I just wanted to put that out there. Segue into the last thing that I would love to see improved here as we move into the open beta or the final release. I have no idea what's coming next. I would love to see Embark take another pass at the cosmetic system in general. Right now, we're just throwing on a skin. If you unlock another color variant, you can change the color variant, and that's that. Now, coming from the finals, that is incredibly underwhelming. I gotta call a spade a spade. That is incredibly underwhelming for two reasons. Reason number one, in the finals, you can compile your individual to be dressed up based off of 10 different skins. You can use the headwear from one skin, gloves from another skin, back bling, back bling? Gosh, I can't talk. Bear with me. It's late. Bear with me. No, that's Fortnite. What the heck? It could be like a backpack, right? Of another skin. The upper body garments of another skin. The lower body garments of another skin. The shoes of another skin. And you can compile it and literally create whatever skin you want. So if you buy 5 skins in the finals, you can mix and you can match things up to equal like 5,000 different skins. I'm being, ridiculous with the number, but you all know what I mean. You can mix up anything you want, and that is incredible because it allows for you to build your contestant how you see fit, and everybody's contestant can be drastically unique. I love that. Going from that to Arc Raiders is underwhelming because you can't piece by piece things, right? But part 2 to that, the skins were pretty underwhelming. They were, I guess that's the best way for me to sum it up. They were pretty underwhelming. Now, I know this isn't like the finals where you can put goofy skins in there or like heavily militarized skins, and you can have this soldier wearing a tutu, right? Like, I understand you can't do that, but you can keep things to theme and let us mix things up, right? Imagine if there was a Arc robot inspired skin and, you're wearing the headpiece of, of a hornet, right? And you have this like robot-y upper attire, robot-y lower attire because you took the metal plating off of that Arc robot, right? And you can mix that up with, more of a traditional Raider upper extremity piece, right? So you got the Raider garb up top and the lower extremities are the Arc robot skin, right? Like, that'd be so dope. You can mix things up accordingly there. And it's like your Raider has your own personality, so you can be creative here when it comes to the skins without leaving the universe. I guess that's the big point that I'm getting at. So give us the opportunity to customize every single little piece. And also, don't be afraid to be ambitious with the skins because we can still keep things in universe. And folks, that pretty much sums up my wish list when it comes to Arc Raiders and when it comes to what I want Embark to take another look at. If you all noticed the list was short, that's because it's really hard to find things wrong with this game. Like, the game could launch yesterday, or it could have launched yesterday, and I would be playing right now and not recording this video. And I truly believe by touching up some of these things, as I mentioned, the game would only get better. But enough about what I have to say. What do you all think? Let me know down in the comments, is your boy tripping, or do you all agree with some of my points? Do you all have any other points you would like to add on? Again, drop it down in the comments below. I love you all. Thank you all so much for coming and watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. And until then, we out.